My name is Dylan Sara. Welcome to the Drawn Together show. Join me for this series of conversations where we create together, share our shared experiences, draw and paint portraits with wonderful, inspiring, creative people. If you would like to support the show, then consider becoming a Drawn Together VIP, where you'll receive invitations to our after parties where we keep the conversation going and keep on working and learning together, deepen our conversations, and just spend time making cool stuff together. You'll find the link to become a Drawn Together VIP in the show notes. Thank you for being here and enjoy the show. Welcome to the Drawn Together show, episode 59.
Hello.
I'm very happy to be here with Hilary today. Hilary Butterworth, it's so nice to be sitting here together. We got to meet in person in London in August, which was really, really cool. And I have been following you for years. You have so much super cool work, and you were instrumental in putting the whole show together in London, right?
Well, I was involved in the planning. I would say I was a helper.
Okay.
I helped the
So
big guys.
Peter, he was carrying a lot of weight, and much love to you, Peter, and everyone else who was at the show, everyone who exhibited and everyone who came to visit. It was really a wonderful experience just being in that space with everyone together for a few days. Super cool.
It was special, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right. Anyone who has any questions throughout our conversation, please put them in the chat. I see Sabra is here, and Sandra, Linda, Kiki, Rachel. Say hello. Let us know that you're in the chat. And yeah, any questions you have, please let us have them. And after an hour of streaming, we're going to be heading to the after party in Zoom. And if you would like to get in on that, there's a link to the Patreon, and you can get in that way. And we're going to work together on this wonderful reference of Hilary for the next hour or two. And you can be drawing, painting, however you please. And we're just going to have a great chat together. And as we work on this, and I would like to bring up some of your paintings. Hello, this is just Dylan here for a moment. I'm just going to blast through some of Hilary's amazing paintings, because if you're watching the video recording of this podcast, you'll be able to see these incredible paintings. I just said in the conversation, I'm going to bring up some of your paintings, and then we just got distracted, moved on to another topic of conversation, and then I realized at the end, oh, I forgot to bring up your paintings. So throughout the chat, we do look at some of Hilary's incredible drawings, but I just thought it would be a treat for you if you're watching this conversation to see these paintings. And if you're listening to the audio file, you can check out the whole video replay on my YouTube channel, The Drawn Together Show, episode 59 with Hilary Butterworth. And I'm just enamored, in awe of Hilary's incredible paintings, and the way she just gets straight to it in our conversation together is super inspiring. So there you go, a little teaser and treat. Let's get back to the conversation.
I've already seen people tagging their sketch from this morning that you worked on a reference, the 10-minute daily sketch.
Yeah.
And other people did it with you, and they were tagging me on Instagram, and they were really good.
Yeah,
it was
cool.
cool to see. So if you guys are here, shouts out.
Yeah, thanks to everyone. This was my 10-minute sketch this morning. I'm doing daily sketches, so on this channel, feel free to draw along. And also your work from today, if you would like to share that and tag both of us, we'll be super happy to see it. Because it's always super fun to see the work that people are doing and all the different interpretations of the same image.
Let me say too, I personally find myself very challenging to draw and paint. So if you're up for the challenge, I'll be very impressed.
Cool. Yeah, and the reference here, you can actually follow a link in the description. There is also an alternative reference. There are some nice shadow shapes, which is going to be helpful to draw from. But yeah, if you want a higher res version of this, then you can download it from the link in the description. There's a Dropbox link. So you can print it out, have it on your device, whatever, and just work along with us as we draw and paint and sketch today.
I think printing a reference is a really great idea. That's always super helpful for me.
And yeah, by further way of introduction, Hilary draws and paints and teaches. I would love to know more about what led you to London, that you've recently moved there, and how that has been, the shift, and any questions that come up for anyone along those lines. please feel free to just speak up, and we'll have a lively conversation together.
Yeah. Well, of course, London has. So my partner and I were living in Margate, which is a smaller seaside town in the UK. We moved there straight from Detroit because my partner was going to Canterbury Christchurch for his grad school. And we just fell in love with Margate and stayed for 3 years. And recently, yeah, we moved to London. And which is about 2 hours by train away from Margate. So it felt like quite a move, you know?
Yeah,
It's a big change in many ways. There's just so much going on. I mean, I've never lived in a big city like this before. I'm from Detroit, but Detroit in many ways it's nothing like New York or London. The population is quite small, so it feels like a smaller city than it is physically.
hmm,
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. We're living in Southeast London and in a very green kind of park area, and so we can choose whether we want to get into the big city,
yeah,
real London vibe.
yeah.
We'd we can kind of get a little distance, a little quiet.
It must be nice having that option.
Yeah, it is. And I know we've talked because you're out in a beautiful countryside area,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I think is definitely more my speed.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a super cool contrast for me. I love being in big cities. I traveled quite a bit back in the day before kids, and I lived in Brussels for a while, and I just thrived on the masses of people and culture and sounds. And but the past, I don't know, it's been a while now. Our oldest is 12. And we've been pretty sedentary since then, and so we're out in the countryside. So yeah, it was a big change of pace to come to London, but just for those few days, it was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Um, I realized I didn't fully answer your question, which was why did we come? And it's really just for the opportunity because of, I mean, so it's easier to be involved in stuff like this Cameo exhibition at Copeland and to be around all the arts and culture. And my partner's a jazz musician, so he can play in all the venues
Oh,
around
cool.
here
So
much more
cool.
easily. Yeah, I think it's a big adjustment for sure. 'Cause it is lonelier. People are less like in Margate, everyone was so down to be your friend right away.
Hmm. Yeah.
They would invite you out to just do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of felt like being in Animal Crossing sometimes. I know I stole that from Alex Wilby, who lives in Margate now. I don't know if
Okay.
anyone's familiar with his work, but he lives in Margate now.
Yeah. Cool.
This drawing is quite, this is a trust the process.
Yeah. It's already so amazing and so exciting. And the porter is here.
Herman,
Hey, Hills, my BFF.
best friends forever.
Yeah.
We signed a contract.
Yeah. He said Detroit in the house. I recognize the Higgins Lake shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Hi, Lewis. What the farts is here? This is amazing. Just like watching the way you start painting. And this is something I've been very curious about, because the last time I did oil painting was when we had Andrew Kadima as a guest. And I thought his abilities would just maybe rub off on me.
Oh, he's
and I,
cool.
and I think I actually spent the first hour just drawing, and then maybe, and then the second hour painting. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, I definitely need to do a lot more of it to feel really comfortable. So it's really cool.
Yeah. You work in watercolors.
Yeah, watercolor and
Your
ink.
work in
Yeah,
the show was watercolor.
yeah,
Sorry, did you say what other kind of medium paints do you like?
yeah. Watercolor. It would be when I'm going for color is my go-to medium. I've done some oil painting. I did years of oil painting, but I just kind of stopped for a while. But I never had. I feel like since I stopped oil painting, I've developed a kind of confidence with my drawing and with watercolor that I don't yet have with oil.
It's so different, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it's just goo. I just find, I mean, the best way to deal with it is just to lean into it
Hmm.
and really, really treat it like the slop it is. Don't try to fight it.
That's great. It's looking amazing right now. So
Yeah,
cool.
you have to just be willing to have some ugly stages, I think, with
Yeah,
oils. But,
yeah.
it'll come through.
Well, it's exciting to see the ugly stage. And unless you're Andrew Kadima, who just like paints it finished and then moves on.
Okay, some people are like that, and I don't know if this is gonna relate to, like, one person out there, but I used to read Animorphs, and there was one girl in Animorphs, they could all obviously morph into animals, it was like
hmm
a team of kids, and one of the girls was, like, particularly talented with her morphing, and she could, like, control it, so she could morph to be, like, fully herself, but with the wings of a dove, so she would look like an angel, and all the other kids were jealous of her abilities. And I always feel exactly like that. Whenever I see someone that just like beginning to end, it's fully there, like
It
a
does.
rare talent.
Yeah, it seems either unfair or unnatural.
Right. Suspicious. Right?
Yeah, very suspicious. What deals have been made to acquire that
Exactly.
ability? Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
cool because I like a big part of what I've been doing the past years, and like with my 10-minute portraits that I'm doing at the moment, is just like just do it, just go for it. If it doesn't look good, that's okay. It's just a brief practice. Just try it out, keep doing it, and eventually that collective practice, it kind of snowballs, and then you kind of get into the groove and gain
Totally.
some sense of how it's going to work.
So much of it is just getting a vibe for the drawing as well. Like I
hmm
feel like with oils, it's almost like you're building up a ball of clay or something. Like you can't start from nothing. You have to
hmm
put some kind of material down to sculpt into and with. And so I think it's only natural to just sort of smush it around for a little while. Same with charcoal or other non-linear type. Actually, you know what? No, because when I use line, I'll do like a big scribble to start with,
Cool. Yeah.
and
Cool.
then I feel I've got something to work with.
Luke is here. Hey,
Hello.
Luke. Qu-
Yeah.
Queen
You guys should
Hills.
check out Luke's Draw With Me stream as well, because it was fabulous. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
Luke was our guest just before going to London. That was super fun. It was really cool hanging out with Luke.
Yeah, I've got his it's funny because I was watching that stream and he had a sketch of a paint he said he was showing a sketch from his notebook and he said, actually turned this one into a painting, and I have that painting on my
Oh,
mantle right now. So that was kind of cool to see the
the
sketch of it.
sketch. Nice. Is it in the same room as you?
No, and I'm like trapped by a nest of wires.
Yeah.
I would it'd be very hard to get to it.
You're in the web.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, I was so cool in the after party with Luke. He flipped through all of these sketchbooks. That was so cool. And
Sketchbooks are
Luke coordinated Can You Sketch It in October, which was very exciting to see what everyone was doing, and that was so cool.
yeah, lots of people participate. People really went all in.
Oh yeah.
I wish I knew that guy's name, but he did a whole sketchbook of like fully rendered charcoal drawings.
hmm Yeah. There was some
Just so
like
much good stuff.
I felt I filled a sketchbook as well, and I felt a bit ashamed by it, but
See,
it was like compared to like it was amazing, like what some of the people were putting into it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I failed, so you beat me. I did a few pages,
yeah,
but it was a Moleskine and those are gigantic, so
yeah. I used my Tuesday sketch sessions. Every Tuesday, everyone
ah,
watching is welcome to join. Every Tuesday, we sketch for 2 hours in Zoom, and we do lots of portrait sketching, timed sketches. So they were a good way to fill a bunch of pages, because after 2 hours, we've done like over 20 portrait sketches, and that helped me get through. So there was a vast variations in the finishness of the work in my sketchbook in October. So some of them were pretty polished, and some were 30-second portraits.
yeah, I mean that's a good way to use a sketchbook.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do was be just genuinely quick and playful with it. 'Cause in the past, that's really kind of been my brand is like sketchbook spreads. I
hmm
would post like I would spend hours and hours on these drawings and then be like sketchbook spread. Like,
Yeah. Um.
well, just a quick one today.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah. Well, are those like the TikTok ones you were doing?
Yeah, oh god, those are a labor of love. Yeah, I do
Those
have
are
a
amazing.
TikTok, and my content on there is quite different.
Yeah.
It's all drawing,
Yeah. Because I
and yeah, go ahead.
I've deleted my TikTok account, but I was there for a while, and I love what you shared there. Those like layered pencil drawings, and I have one of them. I'll bring up some of your drawings now to since we're talking about it. Um, and I've just got to find which one
That's
it
funny you
is.
have it. My TikTok, I never really talk about it. It's sort of a separate enterprise,
Yeah.
um, to like my Instagram kind of.
I'll just like flash through these drawings because I think it's near the bottom of the stack. But there's this one in particular, and I was so blown away. There's like this. So you've got
Yeah.
these incredible layered drawings, and seeing your process, how you would just like grab some random thing off of TikTok,
Yeah, those are all
and
TikTok lives. Just
oh wow,
bit yeah.
like this sad horse was a TikTok live as well.
I think it was. People always have put horses and stuff on there, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I was following you on Instagram and TikTok, and I didn't realize that you were the same person. Like the
Well, yeah, I could see why you would because yeah, it's quite different.
Yeah. But these are so cool. I've just got one of these particular ones to share that I grabbed from Instagram because I deleted my TikTok. But yeah, they're so cool.
Thanks.
So I'll just flick through some of your drawings here. Yeah, really interesting. These like the playful experimentation in so many of these older sketchbook spreads and drawings.
Yeah.
This is your like your profile pic. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a study of some Caravaggio or something. It's
Yeah.
funny that I tried to change my profile picture one time, and then all my friends were like, "You can't do that. We're terrified. The world is this is too disturbing. You have to do it." And so, well, there it is.
I had shared the post, and then when I looked on my Facebook, it censored it, saying that it was indecent. And then I was like, "What is this image?" And it was your hand drawing. Looks so fleshy. And
That's funny.
here, Luke also said, "Love those TikTok sketchbook videos," and Luke was honored to. Yes, Jerry Montoya. That is the guy I was thinking about.
Good. Wait, who?
Jerry
Yes, thank
Montoya.
you, Luke. That's great. I'm really glad someone could
Yeah, and it was
link
like
him.
who do like two versions of the same drawing on each spread. Was that one?
Yeah,
That was so amazing.
I know. Good stuff.
And your stuff is amazing too. This is so cool. I love this.
Thank you. That one's kind of become a classic.
Yeah, amazing composition.
And I'm really trying. I still love this drawing very much. It's a self-portrait, and I really like just the kind of I don't know what it is about like sort of the atmosphere of being in a dollhouse or something. Like she kind of
Hmm.
looks like a doll. My next work, I'm really trying to lean back into that because I think it's that one really is kind of true to my voice.
Nice. Yeah. It was interesting. I've just spent the last couple of days diving back through your Instagram, and there's so much fun stuff in there. And yeah, I was wondering about that. Like it's years and years ago,
Yeah,
and some of these really super cool pieces. And I'm wondering, like, for any of us, what is it like to look back on things and then to be like, oh, where am I at now? What's cool about that? And like, how does that? Is there an invitation to come back, bring something back, or like what? Yeah,
totally.
I'm not. That's not really a question, but it's just an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, I it's always interesting to hear how people relate to their older works because I think the easiest thing to do is to be like, God, I could do so much better now. And that might be true. I think I do look at especially the older oil paintings and think like, man, I really needed to change the values. Like I needed to like really work on that value structure. But I do love them. I mean, they're all little bits of me. And it's funny because I have so I I had this experience one time. We had a lecturer come in to our art school, and it was actually Sue Ko, who, if anyone knows her, she's like a quite famous comic or sort of political comic artist. And one of my classmates really loved her. He grew up, but he as when he was an infant, his parents put one of her prints, hung it above his crib.
Wow.
So she was like part of his childhood in this super intimate way. Like he really wanted to meet her. And he went up and he introduced himself after the lecture and said, you know, I had this print above my crib. It was the one of the snake eating the elephant or whatever it was. And she was like, I don't like that one. I always hated that one. Just watch like the light drain from his face, like, and you know what? I don't fault her at all, to be honest, because it is the most natural thing for an artist to be. You know, you evolve.
Yeah, yeah,
But
exactly. It's just move on,
yeah,
different interests at different.
but I am conscious, like it might be someone's favorite that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you feel when you look at older stuff?
Well, I just did a drawing yesterday, and I can put it up here. And I saw the reference, and I had drawn from it in 22, and I was like, oh yeah, that was such a cool reference. I'm going to draw it again, and I thought it would be really different, but it's not very different. And I look back at the other one, and like maybe the proportions are a bit right, and it's just kind of like it feels like the same, just a bit refined. And
Yeah.
but when I started it, I was like, this is gonna be like the new version, and um, it's pretty similar. But there are some pieces where I feel like I have these moments with them. I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. This is like what I want to do, and then somehow I don't do it, and then I'll look back to it after a while and be like, oh yeah, that was really cool. Maybe I should look back into that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, there's definitely stuff on my Instagram. I mean, when I was first oil painting, I thought everything was shit. I thought I was like the worst, most embarrassing, you know? I just thought. But I look back and I'm like, "Dang, these were great." I mean, what was my issue? Actually, there's some things that I would love to bring back. Now that I feel more playful about things, not so serious.
Hmm.
Like there was some really good stuff happening. Sorry, I need my Q-tips. Painting.
What led to becoming more playful? Because I think that's really interesting. Like in the stage of like learning and trying to focus and taking it seriously, and then but how the playfulness, it feels like it can be such an important part of kind of making a breakthrough and the.
Totally. I mean, you get to a point when you're talking about that kind of thing, like how do I be playful? That's like a whole you gotta like look inward so much. It's like a whole personality in quest
Hmm.
because the reason you're not able to be playful is probably if you can't be playful with painting, there's probably other areas in your life that you're not able to be playful and
Hmm.
they're all interconnected. But um I think I think painting, you know, it's a really good safe place to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I did get to a point where I was like, all right, I'm never going to get any better unless I can lighten up a little. Because if you don't, then you'll just look at your stuff and think it's ugly no matter what.
Hmm.
And you'll never finish anything, you'll never like anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's like a big part of this. I thought it would be in service of like doing more finished pieces. But when I started doing like this timed portrait sketching, starting at 30 seconds to 6 minutes or 10 minutes, the idea of that in the beginning was like, this is going to help me in the early phase of a painting. And it's turned into the thing I do the most. And it's just so brief and alive because I feel like the fear perhaps of being so invested in something and then it not working out is diminished when I'm like, oh, this is not serious. This is just a little thing that I'm doing. And it actually leads to some kind of breakthroughs sometimes, and just the confidence to be able to try things out and do it, see what works, and
I think that's great advice and like and anybody can do that. Just restrict yourself to a little bit of time so that
yeah,
you're not sitting like, "Oh, gosh, if this doesn't turn out like a John Singer Sargent, I'm gonna just jump off a cliff."
yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah,
he probably couldn't even do it in 60 seconds, so maybe the pressure's off.
Yeah. Also, sometimes the story is like, oh, what's this? I don't know if it's the painting. Was it Carnation, Lily, Lily, Rose or something? There's this like big, amazing painting, and you see these things, and some of them take ages to paint, like such a long time. And in that moment of looking at it, and it's like it's so perfect, and it's like so well painted, but everything, like all of the sketchbooks and all the things that people don't know, that all go is all part of the process that goes into then being able to just put those brushstrokes in the right place and have it look so cool. But that's just not in that passion of adoration of these incredible works that we see. Just like it's just a moment that's at the it has a lot leading up to it, and if it can be playful getting to that moment, acquiring the skills and understanding, then that has made it definitely helpful for me. There's less suffering involved than there used to be.
Yeah, no, definitely the reduction of suffering should be your goal in learning art.
Yeah. Oh, cool. And here, Luke says, a part of being playful is the ability to make mistakes and experiment. The nature of becoming a more accomplished artist means you sadly lose some of that early naivety. Yeah, yeah. Gotta tap into that childish side sometimes.
You know what? It I think that's really well said, and I think a lot of people are gonna relate to that. Personally, I was an extremely serious child with I like I wasn't ever just like, "Oh, I'm gonna draw, like, whatever's in my mind." I was like, "I'm gonna draw my Furby, and if it's not perfect, I'm gonna jump off a cliff."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So, I think some people come from different directions, and, like, you have to rediscover your playfulness as a 33-year-old lady,
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting because
maybe for the first time.
like I get to see that in my kids, three kids. They're 7, 9, and 12, and they've all gone through very different, or still going through the way their creativity flows. Because I've done a lot of drawing with them, and one of the kids would just be like, get a sketchbook, and there was this phase where it just like bam, 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 next page, and each
Mhm.
drawing was a thing, and then would like look through this and look at the progression. It could see his how things were changing and his ideas, and like from page to page, and it was like, wow, it's got so much energy and it's so exciting, and he's just like in one morning filled a sketchbook basically. Whereas the other kids, they tend to want it to look right and get very invested and emotional about how it looks. And yeah, there's just really different ways of being and learning. And
Yeah, I think I think I'm quite I do recognize, a sort of pattern in people, and it's something that you've had since you were a kid, whether you're the one that can fill the sketchbook or you're the one that takes your time with it.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, and they're just different learning types and learning preferences, and it's good to be able to like tap into the various states of being, because finishing something and spending a long time on it and reaching a level where it's like, wow, there's different layers of complexity and subtlety within it, which like the immediacy of like a quick ink drawing can be so alive and so cool. But once you know, it's really spent some time on a piece, that you can bring a whole different, there's so many layers of expression to it. So there's, yeah, being able to tap into different states, I feel
yeah,
can be really good.
I understand that. And sometimes, yeah, I mean, your mood varies as well. Like if you, some days I feel really like just sitting down and rendering something tiny,
Mm,
and it's best to follow that instinct, I think,
yeah,
rather than, if you sit down and you're like, wow, I really feel like just braiding lots of hair into little tiny braids, like something super focused.
yeah,
Maybe you're not gonna wanna, maybe expressive drawing isn't gonna happen that day.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you just need to draw a really tiny fire truck.
Yeah, and what we're saying about reducing the suffering in making art or in life. Yeah, so sometimes just noticing when it's like trying to push something that it's just something totally different can be called for in that moment, and recognizing that and being able to switch.
Yeah, totally. Some days I do yoga and other days I just, lay on the mat while the girl in the video does yoga, and that's my yoga for the day,
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I have to offer.
that's that's great. Um, Kira just
Trying
told
to,
me about a teacher. She's a yoga teacher, and she had like this online live session that she went to, and it was so had some special thing. But there was this phase of it was the the teacher's just like, this time is for you, and you just do whatever you need right now. And then Kira's like, wow, that's such an amazing technique, just to let people do what they want. Because it was in a context where people are busy all the time, and then
yeah,
they've made an appointment to be at this class, and they've got to be there, and then the next thing is happening, and then sometimes to be there and just be like, oh, what do I actually need right now, to be
yeah,
able
it's,
to,
it's actually a hard question to answer.
yeah.
But I do think I mean, when you're trying to be creative, you can't treat it like a 9 to 5. It's not so simple. You can't just turn it on and off.
Everyone can chat. I'm appreciating Luke's input. A part of being playful is the ability to make mistakes and experiment, the nature of becoming. We already got that one. This one of my favorite things is drawing my little nephews. They have no worries. They want a green dog, they draw a green dog. Yeah, that's really cool.
A green dog, yeah.
Yeah. um that's that's a really exciting thing to notice, and to kind of try and keep alive that kind of wonder and fantasy imagination, to be able to make some random thing from nothing.
I've always admired that. I really, that is still a mystery to me, how people come up with things. I have some concept, like they're not actually inventing anything. It's just an amalgamation of things they've seen, and there's some part of their mind that's very active and combining things I've never thought to combine.
Hmm.
And that's what appears to be creative invention. But I still really, it's a part of me I really need to nurture further, because I can't. I sit down and I'm like, I'm gonna be imaginative now, and it doesn't happen.
I just recently, a couple of days ago, I watched this video of when you were in Ghent, and I don't even know what it's called. Kevin sent me the link. Thank you, Kevin. And that was really cool to see the six of you coming together, and like creating something together, and like the drawing around the edge of the painting, and like all the different things that came into it, and just, I guess, six people coming and all contributing to one painting, bringing all these different ideas. Also the letting go in that process of being able to um yeah, let what happens happen and try things out. That was super cool to watch.
Thanks. I'm glad
Yeah.
you.
Does that have a name? Is it something we should direct people to? That little documentary? It was very nice.
To be honest, I don't know if it's publicly listed. Maybe it's something we could put in the description of the posted video if I can find it.
Yeah, cool.
But it was shown at, I don't know the name. I know it was shown at like a film festival somewhere in, maybe in Ghent. But yeah, it was so just it was for anyone who doesn't know what it is, we were flown out by this patron. There's 6 of us in this little collective, and it was international group. We'd never met before in person, and we had this patron who was very generous to fly us out to his studio, basically, or his hotel, where he hosted. We had a little residency. We got to hang out and paint, and it was documented by some filmmakers and made into a film. And it was really sweet and heartwarming,
Yeah, it was. It's
and
so nice.
fun. So I'll try to find that link for anyone who's curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing time. I think it was had a very similar, like, warm and fuzzy vibe to the Kanyo exhibition. Yeah, at Copeland Gallery. Just because I don't know if anyone, when you have friends online, you never know what they're going to be like in real life, if you're going to have the same dynamic.
Yeah.
And I think maybe these days it's less and less common to have these questions, because people are ironing out the kinks and like learning how to come across as in their genuine way
Hmm.
online. But you never know. You never know if you're gonna have the same energy, but turned out we did. So
Yeah.
that was good. That was really, really good. I don't know. Was there a question that I forgot?
What led into that was the thing of like the bold experimentation and playfulness of like, I'm going to bring that to my work, and then it like not being easy to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were super playful, and it really bothered Patrick a little bit.
Yeah.
We were like a little too playful for him because we were really like just scrubbing around on the canvas. We were all working on one painting together,
Yeah.
and we were just doodling in the margins and stuff. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think I
Yeah,
don't know.
there's something in the like the drawings that I brought up as well. There are a few where there's like this cool, like I don't know, torn paper and just like using a marker on top of it, or like a digital overlay, just sketching on top of. Uh, I'll just flip through the drawings again, see if I find just this like the in the corner here, or this
Yeah,
like
piece of
tape.
wallpaper.
Oh, wallpaper, cool, cool.
Oh, the digital drawings. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
just like a little squiggle on top of the photo, or this like drawing the same thing again, little sad emoji in there, and like this kind.
That was one of the drawings that I really thought was not very good, but that's actually the perfect example. I
Yeah,
really thought this was crap when I made it, but
yeah,
looking back, I'm like, wait a minute,
yeah, yeah.
let's get that
Yeah,
going.
because I looked at that and I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like,
It was fun.
and these things can be born so much out of yeah, just this kind of playful, or at some point it's like, ah, this is no good. I'm just gonna like, and then like something really interesting can happen, and then but it can't necessarily be. Yeah, that's the thing. I think like when you think, oh, I want more of that, but then you try to bring it into something which is more finished or serious, or here there's little digital marks on top. Yeah, the thing of like inviting that in and then for it to happen and work when you're trying to do it intentionally. Yeah, it's an interesting kind of state to be in for that to kind of.
It totally is because it's such a contradiction. If you sit down and you say, I'm going to make something playful, and you're really serious about it, you're like, now I'm going to be playful, and now this is going to be very fun and silly. It's probably not going to work out. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you actually have to be loose and really not thinking about intentions. And maintaining that mindset is, I don't know. Well, I don't know how you do that. Some kind of Zen quest.
Mm. Oh, here we go. This is also relevant. Herman says that as a kid, I used to be deathly afraid of messing up a drawing.
Yeah,
But the first time
related.
yeah, first time I saw one of my professors scrub off a half-done painting with a smile and start it over changed my whole worldview. I know, right? Like to see someone who can do something really well, and they do this like incredible painting or something, and then just like scrub it out and just not take it so seriously, especially being in the early stages of like looking up to that kind of technique, and then to see the people who can do it just be like, meh, let's just kind of wipe it off of the canvas. And seeing that kind of stuff is also super liberating for me as well, to be like, they've put their life into being able to do that, and they've just like rubbed it away.
Hmm.
And that the impermanence and yeah, just
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think on the flip side, it can be very damaging to see somebody, to have a teacher or a mentor figure actually appear very stressed and rigid
hmm
about the way they're doing things. I think that can really put the fear in you
hmm yeah, interesting.
and make things more difficult down the road. But yeah, it's funny, I didn't really have many like drawing or painting teachers. I've had a handful. Um, Actually, I worked with Sarah Sedgwick,
Oh yeah,
who
cool.
I know I saw somebody who drew me with your sketch. They did the sketch along thing this morning, and
Yeah,
I saw they were following Sarah Sedgwick. So I wonder if maybe there's some crossover in your audiences.
yeah.
She's a fabulous teacher. She said something that really rattled around in my mind in a good way for years. Somebody was asking her about her color palette. How do you pick the colors on your palette? Which is a question that I really, my ears perked up because I was fascinated with color and like, how do I get a formula for good colors every time?
Uh-huh.
And Sarah's answer to that question was, oh, I just pick colors that I like.
Yeah.
And that hit me the wrong when when I heard that, I really hated it. I was like, "What do you mean? Like, what's the reason? There's gotta be more of a reason than that." But bless her, like, she just said it like, "Oh, I just like the colors." And now I get it because that's what I do now. It's like, "Oh, yeah, you obviously" color theory, I think, is just kind of a waste of time, if I'm honest. I know people devote their lives to it, and it's very interesting, but it's never done much for me.
Yeah.
It's only confused me.
Well, yeah, it can be very confusing. Oh yeah, and it's so interesting that you mentioned that, and that being kind of like a leaving an impression on you, because like looking at some of your recent paintings and the color choice, I'm like, whoa, it's wild. It's pretty bold choices in there, and that's yeah, really interesting. But
Yeah.
those kind of those teachings or moments that leave an impression, and that's interesting to hear at the time. It's just like, no, that can't be it.
Yeah, like, "Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about." Like, "Girl,
Nick Raz is here. Hello,
you don't know
hello.
anything."
Yeah,
"Oh, who? Nick Brass?"
cool.
That's sweet. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, it's a hot take.
Yeah.
Just,
It's
just,
it's
just.
it's so funny. I mean, I was a very intense student, I think.
What's your art education been?
Well, I have a degree in art and design, but it was very multidisciplinary. We did have drawing and painting courses, but they were all entry level. So it was really just designed to give you a taste and maybe a little bit of experience with the material. Just enough to spend all the money on the supplies and then do almost nothing with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Just in case.
yeah, just in case that you and then from there, when I graduated, I decided I wanted to really learn how to paint and draw, and so just set out to learn on my own. But I've taken courses with Felicia Forte
Mm.
and Sarah Sedgwick. Those are the only formal courses I've taken, unless I'm forgetting something.
Were they in person or online?
Sarah's was online, and then Felicia I did in person because we happened to live in the same city, which was a really big coincidence at the
Oh,
time.
cool, cool.
Yeah, but then the rest has just been informal from friends, and that's been even more valuable by
Yeah,
far. And
yeah.
that's why I think your community, your approach to learning with your community is so important and unique, and such a great offering because you can learn so much from other students.
It's amazing. It's so cool. Like this year, I actually started last Advent, last December, I started sharing daily references, my Discord server. And for a long time, about 7 months, I did daily live streams. And then it was time for a bit of a break. That got a bit intense with having kids and all.
Anything daily is really a lot.
Yeah, but it was so cool. And I also, and I know some of the people probably here, probably watching, people do their work and I share the daily reference and then they share it on the Discord server, maybe on Instagram as well. And sometimes, like, or all the time, all of the work people post, it's just like, wow, so cool. Look at how they did that. Look how they did that.
Yeah.
And whether it's something where I'm just like, whoa, how did they do that? That's amazing. Or to see people taking their first steps with a
Hmm.
new medium or trying something out, like just the whole dynamic around that kind of field of everyone's trying things out and learning together. It's really exciting. It's so much fun to be a part of and to see the way people are digesting different things that they see and how they translate that into their mark making and stuff. Like it's really, really cool to be doing it together, learning together.
Oh yeah, completely. And it's so nice to have people that will celebrate your wins, like to understand where you came from and then notice when you've made progress on something and
Yeah, yeah,
just, give you a little round of applause. It honestly keeps you going is very effective.
yeah.
Keeping you going if you have a little audience applauding you.
Yeah, so that was like the vibe from that little documentary, the 404 Taken. That was like that group for you back then. That was like
Yeah.
2018. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. It
and
was totally life-changing. I did not know that oil painters could be so fun and
cool,
funny and I just didn't know I would fit in so well.
nice.
Found my tribe.
I was in Antwerp for the Wish You Were Here show. The
Oh yeah, I missed
the
that one.
oh,
It's
that was so cool.
legendary though, yeah.
Yeah, I just went to visit. I was not showing. I just wanted to be close. to the work and the people that were there, and it was really wonderful meeting people for the first time.
Hmm.
And I had a little chat with Sippy, and yeah, he was talking a bit about
It means it see that it really like you feel it when you're into painting and drawing and nobody else in your life gets it, you really start to feel like a crazy person. And just having even one other person in your life that's like, I get it. I love this too, and it's worth it.
hmm
It's all worth it. It's pretty life-changing.
yeah. Yeah, and so that was like pre-Kanyo, right? That's like
Yeah,
Kanyo's kind of
that was pre-Canyo. That was I think at the end of the documentary we're kind of musing about where to go next, and
Mhm.
that's kind of how Canyo began. You know, I have a terrible memory about who actually kind of had the idea for Canyo or how it happened. I don't think that 404 really deserves all the credit there, but
Yeah,
like we definitely in that moment were like we need to share this with other people because we're having a great time and want to
yeah,
uh expand the vibe. But yeah, what was the question? Yeah, that was pre-Canyo.
yeah. 'Cause
That's deep lore.
did you know? Yeah, did you know? Death of a Coworker.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, it's so funny because that is really the thing that connected us in the 404
hmm
and like ultimately Canyo, I think is fair to say. Like we were just seeing them share references with one
Yeah,
another. And it
yeah.
turns out they were never actually had personal relationships
Oh, really?
with one another. Not that much, maybe a couple, but they weren't really friends. It was just sort of a professional side project.
Okay.
But for us, a lot of us watching, we just got stars in our eyes, like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god, these people are, like, the best ever," and super inspiring. Again, quite young painters with a real modern approach to it, to figurative painting, and yeah, I think we kinda saw ourselves, like, running with that concept in
yeah,
a different way, like, painting each other you know, the whole shared reference thing,
yeah,
I think is definitely a bit Death of a
yeah,
coworkery, but yeah, and it's funny now, like, I would name them as, like, my first inspiration into oil painting, and now I have people telling me that Kenya's been that for them,
yeah. Nice.
which is amazing.
Um, Here's just a little material question. Art N6SS. What is that red pencil? Water soluble. I started this drawing with a not water soluble pencil, which is a Polychromos, because I like the line work stays in place. It's a madder pencil, and this is a Derwent Ink Tense pencil, and it's actually fuchsia, and it's new. And I got it because I like the color,
There you go.
and these are really cool because they're water soluble, but once they dry, they're permanent, which is very different. That's why they're called ink tense, because once they wet and dry, it's a bit like ink because they will stay put. And watercolor pencils will just kind of melt and dissolve, and you can keep re-wetting them, and these stay put once they've dried. So I like these. That's what I'm working with. Yeah, there's also so around 2016, I joined the back then it was called the Sketchy app. Now it's called Museum by Sketchy, and it's a reference sharing app. It's only on Apple devices, but that's also a huge platform. And at the time, I was participating in a mentorship. One of the other mentorees, he was like, he was doing sketches every day from the Sketchy app. And I was like, what is this? Where are you finding all of these amazing references from? Because it was just such cool photos. And once I got to know Kanyo, I was like, oh, Kanyo is kind of like the chaotic cousin of Sketchy, because it's like it's just like talking trash in the chat and all these like bizarre parallel things happening. But the idea of sharing ourselves with each other to be drawn and painted. Sketchy is an app which is very structured, and you can like make a folder of all of the references you want to draw, and your work gets connected to the piece that inspired it. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. And so that was around 2016. I started sketching from there. But there wasn't like the immediate sense of community like there was with Kenyo, of like the intimacy of people really, like all the interaction seemed to happen through the app, which was quite limited, like in the comments section of each post. And I'm sure there are, I have friends from there, so that it's not true that there's no community.
You're still in
But
touch?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I've had people from Sketchy on the show on Drawn Together.
Nice.
So that's been really cool. But yeah, just that idea of having people to share reference with and share the experience with has just been such a valuable way of learning, and it makes it fun and it makes it alive, like knowing the people that you're drawing and or painting.
Yeah, so you it just kind of clicked with me that that's quite wild that you showed up to the Kanyo meetup. How familiar were you with Kanyo when you went to the first meetup?
Was
Like
that
timeline is,
that was
I really don't.
Lilith had organized it. That was the Dalek Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like 2.5 years ago. And I guess it was like lockdown. 2020 was when I really started, um, I think, discovered Kenyo. So I had already like been chatting with some of the people, and Camilo had been here on the show and was like, yeah, I'm coming to Antwerp in May or whenever it was. He's like, you should come too. And I was like, I could go to Antwerp. That would be so good. So the Camilo I was definitely friends with and adore,
Yeah.
and
Oh, he's
and a
awesome.
few of the other people. But it was, I think there were a handful of people that I already kind of was in conversation with, and then got to meet a whole bunch more. That's really cool.
It's quite a leap of faith to
Oh,
just show up.
just to go. Oh yeah, but I crave it because before I had kids, I was like hitchhiking for years, and
Okay.
so I was in Spain, and someone in Belgium was like, "Hey, it's my birthday on the weekend," and I was like, "All right, I'm going to hitchhike to Belgium." So I have lived a very sedentary life since becoming a parent, and someone's like, "What? There's going to be a show in Antwerp?" And oh, I could definitely go. So that was really cool. Oh yeah. And Luke says, I'll never forget seeing you for the first time in Antwerp, frantically waving across the square. It's like, hi. Made your day. Mine too. It was so much fun. It was so exciting being there. And I was, I was there by bike because
Amazing.
I had a friend. So Luke thought I had cycled from Germany to Antwerp, but I had a friend in Antwerp whose place I was able to stay at, and he lent me his bike. So that was great.
Sounds like something you would have done though, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Oh yeah. If I had the time, if I didn't
Yeah.
have the responsibility at
Yeah.
home, I'd love to. That'd be so cool. I'd love to do like a bike tour through Europe, drawing people along the way and just hanging out, chatting with people, doing portraits. That would be amazing.
Yeah. You could probably meet some of your community as well if you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be so cool. That was a wonderful thing in London as well. That I was able to meet people I've been drawing with for years, and they came and to the show and to the workshop.
Yeah, the workshop.
Bye bye, Linda. It's been great having you here. Always a pleasure.
Hi, Linda.
Oh, and just on theme, all I see are the mistakes, but it's always fun regardless.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
It's important to make mistakes and to keep going.
Yeah. Or maybe the mistakes are just in your eyes, and your eyes are the problem.
Mm.
There are no mistakes.
And Helen says about the chat, Kenya, nothing brings people together like some good shit talking.
Yeah.
It's it's lively. That was part of the thing where I was like, I was familiar with this other reference sharing community, and then Kenya is like the chaos version where there's just like all the memes and like what's going on here, and then all these incredible references and amazing work that people are doing.
Yeah, to be honest, it keeps growing. The chat channel,
Yeah,
the reference channel. And I still find stuff there all the time that I would love to paint. It hasn't gotten stale
yeah.
over all the years. People are so creative with what they share.
It's I keep dipping into it for my daily references and get in touch with people, and that's always great. Like, hey, can I share your reference to my little group? And
Yeah.
it's a great way to establish connection to people, and it's just like there's all this new cool stuff keeps getting shared. I just noticed it's already been an hour. We're about to head over to the after party, and something we wanted to talk about, and we're going to talk about. It would have been we'll just drop the teaser here. is that Hilary is going to be launching private courses
Yes.
in person, teaching.
Actually, online. I could do them in person. If you're London
Okay.
based, we could
Oh,
talk
okay.
about it.
Okay.
But my plan was to do online.
And this is also something that I do.
Yeah.
And my next round of mentorship is opening in January, and I'm going to be sharing that a lot more. And that's something we want to talk about. So we're about to go to the after party. All of the patron supporters and past guests are invited. You should have had an email with the link, or otherwise the link is in Patreon. You can become a supporter of the show, just for today or for forever, and join the after party. And we can just keep working on these pieces. And I love your portrait right now, just how it is. That's so cool.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This was
Yeah.
fun.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks for your questions.
If you have any more questions, we can address them in the after party. You can put them in the chat now, and it may stimulate the conversation. Come join us. And thank you so much for being here. Share your work. We would love to see it. You can tag both of us. Our links, Instagram, are in the description. Hilary's website's in the description. The Patreon link is in the description. And this will live on as the replay of the live stream. Will be listenable to as a podcast, and it's super fun hanging out, being here with you, Hilary, and everyone in the chat. It's been wonderful, and this is about to continue. The conversation will just flow into Zoom, and we're going to keep working, keep chatting, and hope to see you there. And if not, we'll see you around on the internet.
Thanks so much for having me, and thanks to your community for saying hi to me.
Yeah, such a pleasure. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you soon. And let's just keep chatting.